Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin laying down, and we're going to use a support, so a narrow folded blanket or a rolled up towel underneath the shoulder blades. So when you lay down, position yourself on your blanket or your support so the shoulder blades feel pressed to the back ribs, but it will open the rib cage. And then arms where it's comfortable for you. You can have your hands on your belly, or you can have your arms out by your sides, and just make sure that your neck feels comfortable, nice and even front to back. Your legs can be in a neutral position where they're parallel and knees bent, or soles of the feet together and knees out wide. And when we use support, the support gives the body a shape that would usually take more energy or activity to make this shape without the support. So just give in to the shape, relaxing your shoulders and your lower back. And breathe deeply so you can feel the movement of your ribs. Mm. And keep giving in to the shape. So just trying to find where there is tension and letting it go. Great. And then we're going to come up to sitting and bring that shape in your spine with you. Take a seat. You can sit on your blanket or even kneel if you prefer. But find that shape for your spine. And continue to take some nice big breaths. Now that we're not lying down, the shoulder blades are free to move. So just notice that movement of your rib and also the whole back, the shoulder blades, the collarbones, everything moving with the breath. Lovely. We're going to take some little forward spinal wave, and doesn't have to be a really exaggerated movement. It can start off very subtle, but you're exploring your suppleness in this forward and back movement. Stay connected to the flow of your breath, finding the flow of your physical movement, other direction. Nice work. And an all fours position. If for some reason you couldn't kneel down, you could come up to standing. We're going to do some more of those forward and back spinal waves, and you could do them from a standing position. So from all fours, take your knees back, give yourself a little bit more room. And again, forward and back or up and down spinal waves. You can bend your elbows, give yourself some room to move. And you make the movement as subtle or as exaggerated as feels good. Look for your suppleness. Fingers are wide, even spaces. Press your fingerprints and the base of your index fingers other direction. Beautiful. And then bring the knees forward so they're under the hips, shoulders over the wrists. We're going to find a feeling for the spine where it feels supported. So you're lifting your front core. Good. And then we'll tuck the toes under and knees away from the floor a little. And breathing. Good. Take the knees out wide, right out to the edges of the mat, and big toes touching. Take your hips back towards your toes. And we'll take the arms forward into forward virasana. Feel in your body that suppleness of the spine. And see if you can bring the bones of your spine a little further forward so the front of the torso can lengthen. Nice work. Come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. We tuck the toes under, knees are off the floor. We're going to have the knees bent and the heels high and forward and back a little. So bringing the torso forward and back and just exploring your shoulder movement this morning. Chest towards the front of the legs. Finding the movement of your breath in your ribs, in your spine. Good. And then take the chest as close to your legs as you're comfortable with and press the heels. Lift the kneecaps, lift the sit bones. Great. And then we're going to take little steps to come to the front of the mat and take as many steps as you can and really try to press your heels down each time. Starting to stretch the back of your leg. And then we're going to roll up. And take your arms up. Nice and soft and spacious in your shoulders. Beautiful. Be at the front of your mat into Tadasana. Feet under the hips. So the feet are parallel and the knees look straight ahead. Lift the thighs, the front torso, the top of the head. Roll the upper arms out, palms in. Mountain pose. Feeling the flow of your breath and really getting the ribs to move when you breathe. Good. We're going to take the arms up on the inhalation, and on the exhalation, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to bend or reach the torso forward. Take the arms beside you, palms up, so nice and floppy arms. And then you're going to lift up with the breath. And we're going to keep going. Now you can keep the feet flat onto the floor this way, well, not that they're flat, but connected thoroughly to the floor. Or you can try and lift up onto your tiptoes when you lift up, when you lift the arms up. Or a little added balance challenge. And if it feels all right, you can go faster. I'm going to keep it slow. It's very humid this morning. We're just imagining the shoulders, the hips, the knees, all those joints, nice and plastic, returning to their original position. Good. And then Tadasana again. We're going to bring the hands in front of the heart and step the left foot back. So you're in say a halfway lunge. And bend your front knee. Lift the breastbone and draw the shoulder blades down, but keep the shoulders feeling nice and spacious. Back leg is straight. Good, and we're going to look up at the ceiling. We're going to do the same thing with the torso and the arms. Inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, you're going to lean your whole torso over your front leg. Take the arms up beside you, palms up. And then lifting up. So we keep the back leg straight, the front leg bent. Lifting the arms up, looking up. And reaching forward over the front leg, arms up beside you. And we're holding nice and steady, both knees looking directly forward. Ooh. Holding your balance. Keep pressing the back heel. One more. Lifting the arms up and then bring the hands, into Namaste. And we're going to step forward, balance on the right foot so that you're only on your right foot. And then we're going to find something to do with the left leg that challenges you. So that might be tiptoes on the floor. So they're there for safety. Or you might lift the leg. You might try and hold your knee into your chest. Even hold your foot. Good. And then before you put that foot down, let's find where it's going to go before you transfer your weight. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands in Namaste. Big step back with the right foot. So we're in not a really long lunge, but maybe a medium lunge. Back leg straight, front leg bent. Good. With the breath, arms gently up and torso forward, arms beside your torso, and then palms up to the ceiling. Inhaling up. We need to hold firm with the legs. Hold firm with the core. Okay, we're going to do one more from here. Hands in Namaste. And stepping forward and balancing on the left foot. And then find a stance that's going to challenge you. Could be tiptoes on the floor. Could be holding or lifting your knee or holding your knee. Or even holding your foot. And before you place your right foot down, find where it's going to go. Tadasana. Beautiful. We're going to take Uttanasana. Take the arms up and hold on to your elbows and lift the elbows as though you could lift the sides of the waist. And then keeping the sides of the waist long, take the elbows forward and as far forward as they'll go. Bend your knees so you're not stretching the skin of your back. So there's no stress in the back. Bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. So the back is as relaxed as you can. Lift up a little and stretch the elbows forward again. So the bones of the spine are pressing forward to the front torso rather than making a rainbow. Watch the knees. They're going to want to go out to the side. Try to keep them parallel. Good. And then bend your knees and roll yourself up. Lift your elbows high. And while you're there, we're going to go over to the side. So keep holding your elbows. Reach the elbows over to the right side. So the left side of the body is lengthening. Oh, and then coming up. And then reaching your elbows over to the left side. So the right side is lengthening. And coming back up. Nice work. Let's release the arms and change the cross of the arms. So the other forearm on top. Take the elbows up again. We're going to come into our forward bend again. Bend the knees enough so that as you start to come into your forward bend, you can feel the spine arching down rather than up. Go as far as you're able to. Reach your elbows. Bend your knees enough. And then you can start to straighten the back of your legs, but trying not to strain the skin of the spine. So we stay relaxed in the back, nice and long. You can do one leg at a time to straight or try straightening both. See how your body feels. Okay, we're going to bend both of the knees and we're going to roll up and lift the elbows up. Nice work. And while we're here, we're going to do the side bend again. So leaning your torso, your elbows over to the right. Nice big opening in the left side of the body. Lifting back up. Elbows over to the left. Nice big opening in the right side of the body. Lifting back up. And release. Arms release. Shoulders. Big shoulder roll. I think backwards feels so much better than forwards. But we probably should do both. Nice. All right. We're going to turn to the long side of the mat now. Take the feet, you can jump or hop or step out to wider than your leg is long. Turn the toes out and bend the knees. Now, as we drop the hips, we're going to try and take the knees back, but we're going to really lift the internal muscular support. So pelvic floor, lower front abdomen. Good. And bring the hands in front of the heart. And we're going to try to keep the hips as close to the floor as you've got them, but we're going to sway the torso from side to side by straightening one leg, bending the other. Good. Try to keep that lift in the pelvic floor, the front core of the body. Good. So from side to side, your hips are as low as you can get them. There's a beautiful moth flying around. Okay, back to center. Knees, both knees still bent. Press the knees back. Good. Lifting the core of the body. Lift the torso. Take some nice deep breaths. Feel the lungs moving. Good. And then we're going to straighten the legs. Great. And turn the toes in and the heels out. So you've still got a pretty wide distance here. What feels okay in your hips. We're going to take a forward bend, bending at the hip crease. Try to keep bringing the spine forward. So the bones of the spine pressing forward. And hands onto the floor under the shoulders or holding your legs if they don't reach down there. Press the outside edges of your feet, lift the inner arches and lift the kneecaps. Nice. We're going to try and spinal wave from here. Now, if there isn't room for you to move your spine, you're kind of at your limit of movement, then bend your knees and you'll find you can get a little bit more. Otherwise, try it with straight legs, strong legs, and see if we can get a little bit of that supple movement all the way along the spine. And the other direction. Good, strong, strong legs. Let the torso reach forward now, or maybe your head reaches towards the floor between the feet. But we want to keep the skin of the back feeling relaxed, the spine embedding forward, the legs feel strong. Good, and then releasing. And we're going to put the hands on the floor so you can jump your feet. Falling back too much. All right, and then we're going to take a seat up onto a blanket. Actually, I'll sit sideways so you can refer to the shape if you need. Dandasana. So I've got my sit bones just back behind that front edge of the blanket, legs out straight, and hands behind the hip. So if I was restricted in how far forward my body will move, I can still get that feeling of bringing the bones of the spine forward, but sit up nice and tall. And we'll have active legs here. So you're going to press the back of the knees down. But if that hurts your knees, put some padding under there. So some other little cushion or whatever's necessary so that you can be active in your legs without pain in your knees. Now this is the shape in the spine that we want to keep as we explore our forward movement. And hands are useful where they're useful. So if you're more upright, keep them behind your hips. If you reach with ease to your legs or your feet, then bring them in front. But don't be in any hurry to put the hands somewhere if it means that you bow your back and squash your chest and your belly. So find where it works. And we're going to keep exploring bringing the torso further forward and the spine further forward for Paschimottanasana. And anytime you feel like you've lost your way, just lift the torso up. Bring the spine forward. Broaden the chest. Sometimes we have a better connection to the lower back than the thoracic spine. But we started the practice with the blanket behind the shoulder blade. See if you can bring that part of your spine forward. Good. And if you're really struggling, you could bend your legs and try bringing your spine forward. And then you could try getting your legs a little bit straighter without giving away what you're practicing in your back. which is to do this without stress for your back. So a few more deep breaths, exploring your movement of the ribs. Good, and then we're going to come up. Finding your Dandasana again. So spine is long, top of the head reaching up. Okay, and then this time, Janushisasana, bend in your left leg. You bend the foot in as close to your thigh as you can. And if your knee is high from the floor or it's uncomfortable in your hip, take a cushion under your knee. Good. We're going to bend the right leg. So you're just going to put the sole of your right foot on the floor. And we're going to turn, so hold on to your right knee with your left hand. Turn your torso to the right side. So you start to get that sense that center front of your body is in the direction of your right thigh. Press the bones of your spine forward and let your torso move as close to your thigh as you can. And then we're going to start to wiggle like an inchworm, the right foot along the mat. So you're going to start to bring the at some point, the hamstring of the right leg is going to start to stretch. But you're going to try and keep your torso attached to the thigh or in that direction. And you use your hands where it feels like they're helpful to you. Keep bringing the left kidney forward. The left lower back is lengthening. And exploring straightening out through that right leg. If you get all the way to straight, be on the back of the heel. Your toes can point back towards you. And then you might hold the outside of your right foot with your left hand, the inside of your right foot with your right hand. Feeling the breath. Nicely done. And coming back up. Good. And then both legs out in Dandasana. Find your upright spine again. Might be leaning back a little, but bring the bones of the spine forward. Good. And bend your right leg into your Janushisasana. So you bring your heel in as close as you can to the thigh. Support your knee if you need to. Good. All right, we're going to bend the left knee. And hold the left knee with the right hand and twist your body to the left side so your ribs are turning. And what's happening is your right ribs are moving closer to your left thigh. And then try to bring the bones of the spine further forward so your rib cage starts to connect to your thigh or in that direction. Okay, and then we're going to start to inch our left foot along the mat out to straight. But see if you can bring your ribs with your thigh. And at some point, you're going to start to feel that big resistance in the back of your leg. So just taking some time there, finding your breath, appreciating your resistance. And we try to keep the right ribs reaching to the left thigh. And you can use your hands wherever they assist you. Mm. Exploring where your body needs to be spacious. The bones of the spine pressing forward. And then releasing and coming back up. Lovely work. All right. We're going to take a seat for a moment. So sit up onto your blanket. We're going to do one more forward bend and either wide legs or cross legs, whatever suits your knees. Begin by finding the shape for your back that feels the best. So arching the bones of the spine forward, even your thoracic spine. Good, and see if you can bring that shape forward. And remember all that subtle movement you have available along the spine. Tipping the pelvis forward. So finding your forward range of movement. It can be oh so nice to rest your forehead. And if you happen to be quite close to the floor, you can even make a little prop with your elbows on the floor and rest your forehead onto your palms. If that's available. Finding your deep breath. Pressing the bones of the spine forward, finding awareness with or of each bone, each space between the bones. Finding the flow of breath. Good, and then cross-legged people, inhale, come up and change the cross of the legs. If your legs are out wide, you might want to just rest them for a moment. A little massage. Before you come back into your forward bend, find your connection to every part of your spine and pressing that forward. Beautiful. Forward bending, keeping that connection of your suppleness along your whole spine. Finding the movement of your ribs as you breathe. Resting your forehead if that's available. If your hands end up in the right spot. Good. And then we're going to release and lay down on your mat. Take your blanket underneath your hips. And neutral parallel legs and feet and upper body relaxed. You can have your arms straight out from your shoulders or however feels good for your shoulders and your chest. We want to strike a relaxed posture here. And let your lower back relax. Good. And then take Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet together and knees out wide with the hips raised a little on the blanket. So I don't mean lift the hips, just relax into the blanket. And as you breathe, finding where you can let go of tension. Sometimes it's ready for action tension. Sometimes it's the protective stretch reflex kind of tension. Good. Now, you could stay here or in the neutral leg position or come into bamboo pose. So balance your legs over your hips. But just make sure it feels really relaxing for your back. So if you're struggling in any way to hold your legs up, put your feet back on the floor. So we want to let the core body, including the back core, relax. Mm. Good. And then release your legs from our little mini inversion. And we'll take the blanket out. Arms out by your sides. They can be at the line of your shoulders or wherever it feels good. We're going to lift the knees or the feet off the floor. And you're going to lift your hips and swing them to the left and then knees towards the floor on the right. We're going to keep this moving. So you're going to use your core strength to support your spine. So the feeling should be good for your spine. No need to overdo it. The knees don't have to go all the way to the floor to get the effect. But we're going to try and keep the shoulders on the floor. Using the core body and trying not to use the neck. It's easier said than done. Good. And then back to center. And to finish that little sequence, we're going to do happy baby pose. Arms on the inside of the legs. Hold your and just relax your back, relax your neck. If it's helpful, just roll gently across the head. Do that. And centering. Although when search for your legs, relax. And if you'd like to join in for Shavasana, legs go out straight. And if you need to finish your practice, roll to your right side and come up to sitting. And namaste to you. And people who are laying out flat, take a moment to check in that that is enough support. The flat of the floor is enough. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So the blanket under the thighs is a really nice way to let go of any residual tension in your lower back. So tension in the lower back, blanket under the thigh. Check your neck. You want to feel nice and long in the back of the neck. And if there's any sense that you're having to reach to the floor, put a pillow under your head. And then balancing. Sometimes we're not even, our muscular traits, our lifestyle, causes these cross-body tension spots. I know my left lower back is always an anchor for my active right side. And you might have a tension spot that you know in your body. So seek that out and let it relax. Hands and thumbs can hold tension. If you have an injury, there'll be tension around that site, the body protecting. So finding your balance, what letting go of tension feels like to you. In other words, having a good old wriggle until you feel balanced. And then letting go. Letting go. And as each place in the body is mentioned, discover if there's any tension left and let it go. In your toes and the soles of your feet. The arches of your feet, and your ankles. Lower legs, knees, thighs, and hips. The pelvis and the abdomen. Around the sacrum. Buttock muscles. Lower back. The left waist and the right waist. Middle back. Between your shoulder blades. Between your shoulders. rib cage, breastbone, shoulders, armpits, upper arms and elbows, forearms, wrists and hands, thumbs, fingers, the back of your neck and your throat, base of your skull, scalp, forehead, around your eyebrows and between them, around your eyes and nose and mouth, so that your face is relaxed. And now your lips and tongue and jaw. Your ears. And noticing now your whole body relaxed. Whole body. Notice each sensation arising, holding your body in the focus of your awareness, breath by breath. Notice the feeling of intentionally being still. And then starting to let that expression of movement into your hands and your feet and your arms and your legs and your shoulders, bending in your elbows and your knees, rolling to your right side. Or you can lay for a moment as if you didn't have to get up. Taking some deep breath. And then when you're ready, come up and have a seat. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Sitting tall with the breath. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.